Have you ever learned 10 new English words today and forgotten almost all of them tomorrow? Why does your brain seem to erase English so quickly, even when you study every single day? The answer might surprise you. Hello, everyone. I'm Lisa, and welcome back to the Simple English Podcast, where we make learning English easier, smarter, and more enjoyable. Today, we're talking about something that almost every English learner experiences: why your brain forgets English so fast. If you've ever felt frustrated because you keep forgetting vocabulary, grammar, or expressions, don't worry. You are not lazy, and you are definitely not alone. The good news is that your brain is actually working exactly the way it was designed to work. Once you understand how memory really works, you can learn English much faster and remember it much longer. At the end of this episode, you will be able to understand why your brain forgets English, how memory actually works, and 5 science-backed strategies that will help you remember English more effectively. So grab your coffee, relax, and let's get started. Key takeaway: forgetting English is normal. The real problem isn't your memory, it's how you're learning. Part 1. Your brain is designed to forget. Imagine this. Today, you see a new word, generous. You repeat it 3 times. You even write it in your notebook. Tomorrow, it's gone. Why? Because your brain receives millions of pieces of information every day. It simply cannot keep everything forever. Scientists call this memory filtering. Your brain constantly asks one important question: will I need this information again? If the answer seems to be probably not, your brain removes it to save energy. Think about it. Can you remember every meal you ate last month? Probably not, because your brain decided those details weren't important. Unfortunately, it treats many English words the same way. If you only see a word once, your brain thinks interesting, but probably not useful. Then it slowly disappears. This is completely normal, so don't blame yourself. Instead, learn how to convince your brain that English is important. Key takeaway: your brain doesn't forget because it's weak. It forgets because it tries to stay efficient. Part 2. Repetition alone isn't enough. Many learners believe this. If I repeat a word 50 times, I'll remember it. Actually, not necessarily. Research shows that active recall works much better than passive repetition. What's the difference? Passive learning looks like this: reading the same vocabulary list again, watching the same lesson again, highlighting everything in your textbook. It feels productive, but your brain is mostly recognizing information, not remembering it. Active recall is different. Instead of looking at the answer, you try to remember it yourself. For example, instead of reading beautiful equals attractive, close your notebook and ask yourself, what does beautiful mean? That tiny struggle is incredibly powerful. Every time your brain successfully retrieves information, the memory becomes stronger. It's like exercising a muscle. The harder your brain works to remember, the stronger the connection becomes. That's why quizzes, flashcards, and speaking from memory are so effective. Not because they're difficult, because they force your brain to retrieve information. In a few minutes, I'll show you one simple daily habit that combines memory science with real English practice. And it only takes 5 minutes. Key takeaway: don't just read English. Challenge your brain to remember it without looking. Part 3. Context creates stronger memories. Here's another common mistake. Learners memorize isolated vocabulary. Apple, chair, beautiful, quickly. Maybe you can remember them during study time, but when someone asks you a question in English, nothing comes out. That's because your brain remembers information much better inside a meaningful situation. For example, compare these 2 methods. Method 1, learn the word appointment. Method 2, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Which one is easier to remember? Definitely the second one. Your brain loves stories, emotions, conversations, and experiences. This is why children learn languages naturally. They don't memorize dictionaries. They hear words connected to real life. So instead of learning 10 random words every day, learn 3 useful sentences. Even better, use those sentences while speaking aloud. Now your brain connects vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, and emotion together. That's exactly how long-term memory grows. Key. Takeaway. Learn English in sentences and real situations, not isolated word lists. Part 4. Sleep is secretly your English teacher. Here's something many learners don't realize. You don't build memories only while studying. You build them while sleeping. During deep sleep, your brain organizes everything you learned during the day. It's like cleaning your room. Important memories stay. Less useful memories disappear. That's why studying until 2 a.m. every night often gives worse results than studying earlier and getting enough sleep. A student of mine once studied vocabulary for 3 hours every night before bed. She remembered almost nothing. Then she changed her routine. She studied for 30 minutes after dinner, reviewed for 5 minutes before bed, and started sleeping around 11 o'clock. 2 weeks later, she remembered far more vocabulary, with less study time. Sometimes learning smarter beats learning longer. Sleep isn't wasting time, it's part of learning. Key takeaway. Your brain strengthens English memories while you sleep, so rest is part of your study plan. Part 5. The 5-minute habit that changes everything. Now let's put everything together. Here's a simple routine that many successful learners use. It only takes about 5 minutes. Step 1. Choose 3 new English expressions. Not 20, just 3. Step 2. Create 1 sentence for each expression. Make the sentence about your own life. Step 3. Say every sentence out loud. No reading, try to remember. Step 4. Come back tomorrow and test yourself before looking at your notes. Step 5. Use at least 1 expression during a real conversation, a voice recording, or even while talking to yourself. This routine combines active recall, repetition, context, and real communication. Exactly what your brain needs. Remember, learning more isn't always better. Remembering more is. Small daily progress beats long study sessions once a week. Key. Takeaway. 3 useful expressions remembered forever are more valuable than 30 forgotten tomorrow. Conclusion. So today we learned something very important. Your brain isn't trying to stop you from learning English. It's simply following the rules of memory. If you want to remember English longer, don't just study harder. Study smarter. Use active recall. Learn through meaningful sentences. Review consistently. Get enough sleep. And most importantly, use English in real life as often as possible. One day you'll realize something amazing. You didn't suddenly become fluent. You simply stopped forgetting. Thank you so much for spending these few minutes with me today. I hope this episode helped you understand your brain a little better and gave you practical ideas that you can start using immediately. Follow me if you want to speak English confidently. Before you go, I'd love to hear your opinion. In your opinion, what's the biggest reason people forget English so quickly? Not practicing enough, using the wrong study methods, or something else? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, keep learning, and remember, every small step you take today becomes a stronger English tomorrow. Key. Takeaway. Fluency isn't about having a perfect memory. It's about building habits that make English impossible to forget. Okay, everyone, it's time to learn some important vocabulary related to the topic. The first word of today is retention. It means the ability to keep or remember information over a long period of time. Example, using active recall can greatly improve vocabulary retention. The next word is reinforce. It means to make a memory, skill, or idea stronger through practice or repetition. Example, reviewing new expressions every few days helps reinforce your memory. The next word is retrieval. It means the process of bringing stored information back into your mind. Example: retrieval practice is more effective than reading your notes again. The next word is consolidate. It means to make new knowledge become stable and long-lasting in your memory. Example: a good night's sleep helps consolidate what you learned during the day. The last word of today is interference. It means a situation where old or new information makes it harder to remember something correctly. Example: learning too many similar words at once can cause interference and confusion.